Okay, we got it. I will. Back.
Hi. I heard the question, and I don't want to be rude, but as your presidential candidate, I'm a new Libertarian, and I'm having a hard time understanding the last 100 years of the movement and the last 30 years of the presidential run. So some of the things that I present are not directly a purist libertarian face, but I can tell you that there isn't 90% of what the party stands for is 90% of what's great for this country. There is probably 10% in the party which is either confusing because it's very, very specific, and it's been built over the last many, many, many years. So as a candidate, it's difficult for me to be able to, for instance, sit next to a Ron Paul who basically, in my opinion, raped the Libertarian Party principles and took it to the Republican side. And God knows, maybe he'll come back to us, and I'll be an advocate for that. Because my interest is to see the Libertarian Party win for the first time in the history of their work, because they haven't won. But there's two things that this party's missing. Number one, they haven't got their arms around somebody, whether it's me or somebody else, that's a front runner that really wants to win, that really wants to take this party where it needs to go, has the capability to take the party where it needs to go, and also spends the time with the candidates to teach the candidate, not go to the school or the leadership school, to sit with the Libertarian Party directors and say, okay, candidate, we like who you are, we like what you stand for. Let's work together to put this image together. And I've called on Shane Corey, Redpath, and basically I don't get any assistance. And the fact is that the Libertarian Party principles, which, and I say this from the bottom of my heart, the Libertarian Party principles and my whole strategy with Ron Paul, and you can hear it, is Ron Paul did a great thing by going out there and presenting himself as a Libertarian in Republican clothes. But the fact of the matter is that the principles made the man didn't make the principles. So there's anybody can read the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. To be honest with you, I don't have it memorized yet. I haven't been doing it long enough. But the fact is this man is being held up as an idol for this party when he's not even in our party, when we should be defending the principles of the party, because it's the principles that made the man, not the man that made the principles. And I've asked the party, and I'll ask you and your group up here, and some of your colleagues know, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to come up in this neighborhood, have a party, I'll sponsor it. I have no help. There's no national help for this party. And I'm going to tell you the fact. It's sad because when I received and became a Liberty Decides, the first contributor and a lifetime member, the fact of the matter is they're sending out letters on behalf of recruiting Ron Paul. They didn't send any letters out to even help their own state parties. So what I did, and I'm willing to do, and I'm not going to close myself, is, number one, I want to defend the fact that the principles of the party made Ron Paul. Ron Paul didn't make the principles. And we need to keep hold of our principles. The second thing is that I will call on the Libertarian Party to really look at as a platform is the documents of democracy, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and I'm not an expert in them, I don't memorize them, I'm not a doctor, I'm just a regular old guy. I'll get to know them well. I'm sure that I can implement them because anybody can follow instructions. But the principles of this party, and I had this discussion with Shane Corey, and I said, Shane, the documents of democracy were written by our forefathers, and I didn't write them, but those documents were written based upon Judeo-Christian principles. And our foundership of our nation was based upon Judeo-Christian principles. And Shane Corey said, I'm sorry, I'm an atheist. Well, the fact of the matter is that the party principles of the Libertarian Party, if they ever came out to state that they were not only preserving the principles of the documents of democracy, the Bill of Rights, the Constitution, and going to defend them, but they were also going to defend the principles of the party's principles of how these documents were written, which was Judeo-Christian principles. And I can tell you all here, if you embrace this Judeo-Christian base and foundation of defending the documents of democracy and the principles, this party will grow so fast and we will be in the White House, and we will win the next presidential campaign. And my last thing is, I'm willing to support the state parties. I told Shane Curry, I'm very disturbed at my money being spent inappropriately, so I asked him actually to send back the money I contributed so that I can distribute it to the parties. And then I said, to the states, I said, it's okay, keep it. If the party needs help and the state needs help, please call me. I'll do whatever I can to help the state. Thank you very much. God bless you. Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow on the debate.